Hi, would you like to do a full self-driving test?
I would love to do a full self-driving test.
Have you ever experienced it before?
I have not, and I've always wanted to. Always.
Awesome, let's do
Let's do it. All right.
What's up, everyone? So this is Joanne's first full self-driving test. She's never experienced this before, and so we're gonna give her the experience, see how it is. We're actually gonna go through downtown, a downtown area, and see how it handles through the light, and through potentially pedestrians coming out, and potentially some of the neighborhoods around this. So, you excited?
Oh, I'm so excited! You have no idea.
Yeah,
I love Teslas.
It's pretty crazy to just think no one really understands that autonomy is being solved, and more importantly, it's being solved from a general autonomy perspective. Like Cruise and Waymo, those are all specifically located in like San Francisco, Phoenix, or LA, or even Vegas, but no one is solving it where you can just turn it on anywhere in the US or even Canada, and it'll just start going.
And I think that's incredible. It kind of reminds me, I watch General Dynamics do robots, and then there's the Optimus.
Yep.
And people don't understand the difference between those two, and I think it's the same with Cruise and Waymo and the Tesla. Some are programmed, but full self-driving, is that the word?
Yep.
That's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm really excited to experience it.
Yeah. Well, what's really interesting, if you think about it, is this is technically a robot on wheels, right? And so as Tesla has built out a robot, they're using the same vision. Like there's these 8 cameras. It's going to be making the same type of assumptions, but walking instead of driving. It's crazy to think that that's what they're thinking about. It's almost like they can take any situation now and kind of they have the technology to tackle almost anything through the cameras.
Artificial intelligence is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. All right, so here we are. We're gonna be you can see the screen here, right? And you're gonna be able to see the fact that it sees the people. So if a person comes out, it'll stop.
It's a rainbow on the road.
Yeah, that's like an additional thing, like the rainbow street. But
it's really pretty.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, see, it's seeing all the cars, seeing all the people. I don't know. Hopefully, we can see maybe a person pop out. But again, I'm not holding the steering wheel. Obviously, being very alert about it. But I'm also not pressing the accelerator. And it's just driving itself, right? So this thing is not perfect, but the fact that it can do this is pretty crazy.
This is mind-blowing.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what you're experiencing. I mean, because if you've never been in a car that can drive itself, what is this experience like for you?
Well, I didn't know that you had engaged full self-driving, first of all. I thought they hadn't been engaged yet.
Okay.
So it felt
so
really
you see
normal.
this blue thing?
So,
yeah. So it's going.
It doesn't feel any different. And then I noticed that you didn't have your hand on the wheel. And that's when I thought, oh, you did engage FSD.
Yep. But what is it like seeing the fact that this is potentially the future? See, so it's that person was kind of peeking out,
and leaned over a little bit, and it just stopped.
Exactly.
It's like magic.
Yeah.
It's magical.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
And it sees the people too. I'm looking at your screen.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I demoed a Tesla and it didn't have FSD, which is why I'm here today and drove all this way to come experience this. It doesn't have a screen like that on the non-FSD vehicle. So this is it's mind-blowing. The cameras and the programming and I can't imagine all the things that go into all the vectors that it's looking for.
Yeah, and really it's, so technically every Tesla now, especially that you buy, has the capability of full self-driving. You just have to pay either the monthly fee or the front fee, which to essentially buy it. So, but yeah, this is like, again, there's 3 cameras on the front here, several cameras on the side, and then cameras on the back. So what it's doing is it's seeing everything. Like, I mean, you can even see that the person's blinker, like the detail is on the car. It's blinking. So you can see it's like looking at everything and it's making decisions on that. Go ahead.
I find it interesting that, usually
And
people
here's
stop
the first left turn. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
But yeah, it's making, again, a left turn. It's kind of being a little bit cautious there, and it's going.
That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah. That was a big deal when that happened, when they made the first.
Reading or
yeah,
watching
yeah.
about that.
But sorry,
and
what
I just
you saying?
got to experience my first left turns.
Yeah, yeah.
Living my best life today.
Yeah.
I was, usually when we're at lights, people will, I drive a standard, and one of the things that's hard is people will ride on your bumper, and it didn't do that. It stopped with enough space in between.
Exactly.
I'm curious if it's going to do it again right now. Oh yeah, see, it's not going to kiss the bumper, is it?
Yeah, so the good and bad thing of what you're seeing is that, like, for example, if I need to get somewhere very fast, I would probably, like, it's not always going to get you there, like, with a fast enough. So here we are, 3-way stop, and it's letting this lady go by.
And there's a motorcycle.
Pretty much, yeah. So I guess he's just gonna go. So, but yeah, it's yielding, and then it's gonna go.
And it knew when its turn was.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And can it recognize this sign? It knows.
Yeah. So it recognizes like stop signs, lights, and things like that. Like, for example, like emergency lights. I believe there's been at some point, it should be able to pull over for emergency lights, and it's seen that even now. But like, for example, if an ambulance was going by, I would just take over and pull over because it's not quite there yet. But it definitely can recognize signs as far as like even miles per hour, crosswalks. You can see even here, you can see the crosswalk on the thing.
Yeah. The graphics are incredible.
Yeah. And this is really in like 2.5 years. I mean, it used to be, the graphics used to be completely different.
And this is version 11.
11.6.4.
And 12 is coming soon.
Hopefully.
That's what I've been reading.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, because of
even this person just came out super. Yep. Exactly.
Without.
So here it's interesting because there's this UPS truck, and see how it handles that. It's a very, very tight turn. So that's going. It's
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do some little streets. Now, because of the year of this model, is the FSD version, is it different in any way, or it's just the same as if you were...
if you bought a new one today, technically there's, it's called Hardware 4, which is the latest computer. Okay. But the thing is that the latest computer does not have as much data as the Hardware 3, which is what I'm on.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because it's just new, and they don't have as many cars that have driven on it yet, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So it'll come. It's going to be a lot better.
They needs more data.
Exactly, because again, it's.
And so Hardware 3 has probably accumulated enough data to be able to.
Yeah, hundreds of millions of miles.
And I'm going to watch it stop here with this car that's pulling really close into your lane,
exactly.
And it sure enough, it stopped far enough back to let that car.
So here it's like I can't even fully see around the corner, but it's able to see.
Creeping forward for visibility, and off it goes.
Yeah. So yeah, and this is even like a mountainous road, right? So yeah.
Oh my gosh! Sure enough.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's a little bit scary, knowing that it's in control and not a human, and to think that you're going to go off the cliff and it just handled it perfectly.
Exactly. And I'm navigating back to the original destination, and it's going to just take us through, but yeah, so what's this been like? I mean, what do you imagine the future with something like this? this, or if anything? So here.
Well, first, my mind is blown. I have watched many videos, and I have read a lot of things, and especially I watched the Optimus event. And in the Optimus event, they talked a lot about the same technology being used for this was going to be used in Optimus. And then that's when I really started reading about it. But it's way different when you actually experience it because, to be honest, this is me, this is my life sitting in this chair, and this car is in control. And we all know that a hunk of metal going down the road is not the safest thing for you to do.
Exactly.
Look at that stop sign.
Yeah. And
I'm distracted, but I am incredibly impressed to actually experience it. Especially the guy that leaned over the balcony. He wasn't actually in the road, but just the top part of him had leaned over. Yep. And it immediately recognized that.
Exactly.
And swerved. And then the bicycle that went out of turn at the four-way stop, it recognized that. So even if it were programmed like a robot, that is something a programmed robot like a Waymo couldn't do. This is really fun. Really fun.
Yeah, no, it's
a little bit scary.
Yeah, of course.
I always wondered, just because, which is a fallacy, in my opinion, that it should be scary because humans, we are not 100% perfect, and our reflexes are different. And so far, I've seen this do a few things that a human wouldn't do. I would be talking, I wouldn't have noticed that man coming off of the leaning out. I would have been talking or busy and not enough, but this did. And so I think experiencing this, first of all, I know without a doubt after driving or demoing a Tesla that they're safer. They're a safer car. But after experiencing FSD, I can see where they talk about safety, how it's going to be more safe.
And even right now, I think it's already like 4 to 5 times safer. They're trying to get to, I believe, 10 times safer. That's the goal. But yeah, I mean, these cars are. I'm gonna make a right here.
Do you do the blinker?
No, it does. It's doing the blinker
because it's following the GPS.
Yep.
So it turns on the blinker and it does everything.
It does everything. So it's going to slow down here because it wasn't sure how to merge. So there's little things like that that are a little bit edgy.
But still, I think about, I've been following it since it first debuted.
Yep.
And the amount of, the acceleration that this has taken over the last few years is mind-blowing.
Yep.
And to experience it, it really, number one, it's real. You never know when you see things online if they're real or not. And that's, in fact, that is the reason I went down to Boca Chica, because I thought maybe, a Starship, that big, that many engines, that couldn't be real. And so I traveled down there to see it, and it's real. And this is very real.
Yeah. It's
it even stopped. It notices the clear. Where we need to.
Exactly. Yep. This to me is like, that's why it's like great to have people like yourself coming in for the first time and seeing this, because like for me this is just almost daily life, right? It's so it's awesome to get other people's perspectives and fresh set of eyes and what they're seeing, and more importantly, again, the general public doesn't really understand that this is happening.
And it is exciting and fun. I love the rainbow add-on. That's the little things.
Yeah, exactly.
The more that I read about it, the more I realized I think people do not understand. And for me, I think the scariest moment was going on the very edge of that turn on the hill.
Yep.
And I think it's really important that I experience that, because that's how you build trust in something that you're not very trustful. Is to experience it and see that it handles it well, And so now I feel like if we were on a hill like that with a drop off, I wouldn't be nervous or scared because it actually kind of took it like a race car driver.
And like actually I would say it handles the probably, you know, because I live in kind of a mountainous area, it handles mountainous roads like extremely well.
And that's
the thing, right? Like for me, it's actually like I trust it a lot. I've taken it up to, so it's gonna stop here. You know, it's just you know, I take it up to these hills all the time, and it does extremely well. So. But either way, thanks for coming on the channel,
this
you know,
so
giving us an opportunity to just get your reaction, especially as, you know, you've never experienced it before, and even, you know, a lot of us are doing these tests and having people like yourself who've never experienced it. And, you know, again, there's a lot of fake information out there, so to be able to just, you know, get your first reaction is awesome. Thanks
for having me.
Of course.
I really appreciate it.